Hi everyone, welcome back to my vlog. This is my life because guess what? This is my life. Yes, I am in the bathroom, but that's because my husband is sleeping and he got out of work at 5 o'clock this morning and he didn't go to sleep until probably about a little after 6. So I'm letting him sleep and I don't need to be interrupting him. So in honor of today, which is Memorial Day here in the United States, I have decided that I'm going to do a red, white, and blue makeup. As you can tell, I have no makeup on my face. Okay, just woke up from a short little nap because I didn't sleep well last night. I never do. And then I just woke up with a splitting headache. Starting to think it's the nicotine, which we're going to be working on that. Going to get rid of that vape. It's time to get rid of it. So we're going to do a red, white, and blue look in honor of our military men and women that are no longer with us. Now, as somebody that was in the military, and I know that one day I'm going to be that person that people remember when it comes to Memorial Day. I would like to take a moment of silence for my fallen soldiers in honor of them for today on Memorial Day. So if you would please have a moment of silence with me while we think about and thank those that have served our United States military. Okay, so let's move on to my red, white, and blue makeup. Okay, so I'm in my kitchen right now. I chose which spa headband I wanted to use. And you're probably saying, why are you wearing it if this much of your hair is showing? I don't know. I don't know why it's down that far. Well, anyways, I already washed my face. I have my selfie light on me, getting blinded by it. Do have my selfie light on me. Already washed my face. And let's begin. I'm going to start off with my sunscreen because we are hopefully going out to the beach later. So I'm going to put some sunscreen on under my makeup because you don't put it on top of your makeup because your makeup's not going to protect your face. So let's put the sunscreen on. Okay, so now the sunscreen's on and we're gonna move on to my Be Pure Hydrating Primer Serum infused with rose oil. Definitely need to get some more of this. And then I'm gonna add the Glow Up Be Pure Glow Up Renewing Serum with avocado extract. So I'm going to use that after the primer. Okay, so now I have the primer and the serum both on my face. I'm going to add the Wet n Wild Cooling Hydra Depuffer for eyes and face under my eyes. That I'll do on camera, because I forgot to do this before. So just put that under there. This is to help with the puffiness. It's not going to help with my bags, but it'll help with the puffiness. And why I'm not doing it on camera is because I don't want to make a lot of noise over here talking. Okay, so that is on there. Okay, so next we're gonna move on to my eyebrows, which I did go in and get rid of those little loose hairs that were here and did my eyebrows. I have 90s eyebrows, so get over it. They're not gonna be shaped. Not gonna be shaped at all. And I definitely need to get my teeth whitened. Right, so we're gonna move on to my eyebrows, and I'm gonna use my LA Colors Browy Wowie in brown, obviously. And my eyebrows are done, and like I said, I have 90s eyebrows, so there's gonna be no shape to them. They're just there, okay? Just eyebrows. I've shaved my eyebrows, made them really thin back in the 90s, and this is what I end up with now. And being on a budget, low income, I can't afford the nice little eyebrow pens and pencils to fix my eyebrows. So that's just it. I just use it to fill in where I'm missing hair on my eyebrow. Okay, so next we're gonna work on my foundation. Okay, and for my foundation, I'm going to use the Candy Moyo Moisturizing Foundation. It's in light 1. Okay, ignore my nails, okay? I'm gonna do those later. And then for concealer, I'm gonna use the Multitasker concealer. So that's next. Okay, so my foundation is on, my concealer is on. Unfortunately, I still have fine lines that really suck. If I was rich, I could get Botox, but right now, I have some fine lines there. Next, I'm gonna move on to contouring, and I'm not gonna contour it here, okay? Or whatever, here. Because I don't know how to do it properly, but I don't really care. Contouring's not something I need to do because it looks like I have a natural contour. I don't know. So I'm just gonna contour my nose, underneath my lip, you know, contour where it's needed, just not right here. So let's move on to contouring. Okay, so I put the concealer on, I put the highlighter on, and I used my Beauty Treats Modern Glitz Day to Night palette because it has a highlighter and a bronzer down here, and that's what I wanted to do. I want to give it a glow. So I used this one and this one to do the highlighting and the contour. And like I said, I didn't do anything here because I have like a natural contour look right here for some reason. I've noticed that. I don't know. Okay, so I'm gonna move on to my eyes. First, I'm gonna prep the eyelids with my concealer, and then I'm gonna use my Beauty Treats Modern Metallic Eye Collection. And I don't have a red. I noticed that, which really sucks. So I'm going to use this color right here that's closest to red I have. So I'm going to use the red, white, and I'm going to find a different blue. Okay, so the eyeshadow is done. I used my Wet n Wild multi-stick semi-matte white from a waterline. I usually don't do it, but I thought I would just do right here. And then I added my LA Colors Perfect Curve mascara, and I don't think the eyeshadow came out the way I wanted it to because I kept getting distracted by a cat. Okay, I have cats playing in the window, I have the cats playing under the table. So this is what we got. It probably would have looked better if I actually had a red shadow, but this is what we're working with. So still came out red, white, and blue. Okay, so next I'm gonna do my blush. And for that, I'm gonna use my LA Color Balm Lip and Cheek Stick. It's kind of red, but it's more like a rose color. So I'm just gonna do that right now. So I'm just gonna not put a lot on it because it's very pigmented. Okay, and I always like to go on top of my nose. And I'm gonna blend this out with my finger. Just give me that little pink right there. Go over my nose. I don't know, for some reason, I do my blush, I guess you could say Korean style, because I go, or Japanese, I don't know, whatever, Asian. I go over my nose and everything. Okay, so there's that. I could probably use, nah, that looks good. Okay, so that's that. And then I'm going to use the same stick and do my lips. Get that foundation off my lips. Okay, so I'm just gonna just put a little bit on there, not a lot. And just kind of, I know it looks like I'm flicking you guys off, but I'm not. And then I'm gonna go over top of that with like a gloss or a lip plumper. Okay, so next, let's see what side I need. Next, I'm gonna use my Surprise Dragon Renee Liquid Double Eyeliner. What this is it's an eyeliner on one side, okay? They're almost dried out. I don't know why. I got them off of Temu. They're very cheap, but I mainly got them for this side, which is a stamp. This one could have came in a little more.
Josh messaged me. Guess he blew up that engine in his old car and he got a new car now. He sent me pictures.
So that's the stamp. And last, we're going to use a pressed finishing setting powder. Okay, so I'm gonna take this off, fix my hair, and we're gonna see the final look. Okay, so we got the finished product, and on top of the lips, I put the LA Girl Lip Plumper Tinted Moisturizes and Plumps. So I've used that. It's just it's clear, but it comes out kind of pinkish. Right, so here's the look. I think the hair is kind of throwing me off. I think for the fourth, I'm going to look for a red, white, and blue wig. So yeah, that's the final look. Stay tuned for the pictures.